and I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman reserves. The gentleman from Tennessee is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's nice to see a Tennessean in the chair. James Knox Polk might have been the last one that was more permanent, but as Speaker of the House, yes, good to see you. To my friend Mr. Chabot, it's an honor to rise and co-sponsor this bill with you with Mr. Goodlatte and Mr. Conyers, and I do rise in support of H.R. 4292, the Foreign Cultural Exchange Jurisdictional Immunity Clarification Act, also known as the FCEJIC Act. This makes a modest but important amendment to the expropriation exception of the Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act of 1976. Specifically, it ensures foreign states are immune from suits for damages concerning the ownership of cultural property when that property is in the United States pursuant to the agreement between the foreign state and the U.S. or a U.S.-based cultural or educational institution. When the President is granted the work at issue immunity from seizure pursuant to the Immunity from Seizure Act, and the President's grant of immunity from seizure is published in the Federal Register. The expropriation exception remains available to all claims concerning misappropriated cultural property which these factual circumstances do not apply. Additionally, 4292 ensures that the expropriation exception remains available for all Nazi-era claims. This is appropriate in light of the particularly concerted effort of the Nazis to seize work and other cultural properties from citizens at that time, victims of the Holocaust, and others. Quite a few. There's been some movies recently about some of the people that in our armed services who helped rescue some of that artwork. Most to be commended, and it brought out the horrific things that in that area that the Nazis did. They did so many horrific things, but that they wanted to just destroy all culture, and so any of the artwork that might be part of those claims would still be available. It's finally a narrowly tailored amendment that does see that we'll have more opportunities to see art from Europe and from around the world, and that the exchange of culture is important to have exchanges so that people around the world understand the other cultures and maybe make the planet a little more safe. So I support the bill and understand that it still makes available redress for those who committed acts of appropriation during the Nazi era. I thank Mr. Chabot, who is my friend and has done a great job, and we hope to keep the river flowing and the Delta Queen alive. The Judiciary Committee Chairman Bob Goodlatte and a ranking member, the esteemed John Conyers, for their leadership. Urge the House to pass the bill. I'd like to offer for the record a letter from the Conference on Jewish Material Claims against Germany, which speaks for itself, and for the American Jewish Congress, stating that they would not oppose passage of this bill. Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman reserves. The gentleman from Ohio is recognized.